And now, everybody, if we can have your attention, make sure you've got a glass of champagne poured. But we are first going to hear from the proud father of the bride, Jeff.
All right. So Jane and I want to thank you all for being here today. We're so happy to be celebrating with Rich and Joanne, the Italiano family, and all of you. Many of you have traveled many miles, and we're thrilled to have you here today. So, the first Mick I knew was 54 years ago. No kidding. My mother, she was ahead of her time. She raised me gender neutral. Okay? Because she gave me a baby doll. A boy baby doll. All right? And that baby doll, by design, had a black eye, boxing gloves, and boxing shorts. And it was a boy baby doll, and its name was Mick. Its name was Mickey, but it was Mick. So I used to pull its arms off, put them back on, pull its legs off, put them back on. It was my toy. But I never would know that it would portend, in name only, my future son-in-law, Mick. So, but I met Mick 3 years ago, almost 4 years ago, Mary's graduation from nursing school. And I knew then, and I know now, that Mick is the real deal. He's no baby doll. I'm forever grateful for that Sunday morning in Pittsburgh when Mick took me and my family into the Pittsburgh Pirate Clubhouse. Let me tell you, being from Pittsburgh and growing up with the Pirates and ending up 4 years ago in the clubhouse, unbelievable to me. I sat in that dugout looking over the diamond, and unbelievable. I started running the bases, shagging fly balls, and Stephen's rendition of yesterday, for those of you who are at the dinner, a little bit of a variation, but I hit batting practice. But most importantly, it was coming off the field and cheering my cherished fan. So that was a lot of fun. But seriously, Mick is so genuine. He is so hardworking. He's so fun. He's smart. But most importantly, he is in love with Mary, as you can see. As you can see. Mary, as you can see. And now to our blue-eyed baby doll, Mary, who is turning 30 in just over a month. So, you know, early on, Mary's maybe perhaps today, the loyal disciple to Stephen. And progressing to that quintessential big sister for Ann Patricia, watching out for Ann here and there. And most importantly, sending her off in grade school, as I remember, those French curls, stuff, you know. Mary was a great friend. If anyone wants their French curls done, French braids. Same thing. Same thing. But, you know, muddied and adventurous, Mary, she jumped into sports and studies with gusto. I will say that. She absolutely did. You know, we had so much fun watching Mary play her sports over the years, from Town League basketball to Crusader soccer, and all the teams and all the missed foul shots in between. She endured so many bumps and bruises, but I think judging from today, Mary's doing okay. And Mary brightens everybody's day. She does. Mary absolutely brightens everybody's day. She, from her coworkers to her friends to her family, you know, the biology students at Jefferson High School in San Antonio, and now the neonatals in Florida, are so fortunate to have her dedication and her hard work and her care, because she touches so many people. So Mary, also so genuine, very funny. Mick's funny. Mary's very funny. and smart. And most importantly, in love with Mick. As you can see. So, here's to Mary and Mick. Cheers. Here's to Mary and Mick. Salute. Here's to Mary and Mick. Nostrovia. All right. Thank you. Have a great night.
And now we're going to hear from our maid of honor, Anne.
Hello, everyone. I am Mary's younger sister, Anne. Mary is 7 years older than me, so for most of my life, I've looked up to her. Until a few years ago, when I became an inch taller than her, so now she looks up at me. I will now proceed to tell you all the reasons that Mary looks up to me. In all seriousness, we are here to celebrate Mary and Mick, and I want to share why having Mary as an older sister has been such an awesome experience. One of the best things about having a sister is having access to her wardrobe. When I was younger, I would often get caught trying on Mary's clothes and occasionally wearing them. Mary, please don't ask me whether I tried on the dress that you're wearing today. Besides the extra wardrobe, there are other perks to having a big sister. My whole life, I've had a front row seat to another human being experiencing a stage of life years before I would enter that stage of life. I was able to learn from Mary things to do and things not to do. What to do? Mary knows what to do when it comes to having fun and living life to the fullest. When I was in 5th grade and Mary was in high school, Mary's friend took a video of Mary dancing to Unk's Walk It Out. I was very impressed with her hip-hop dance moves and pretty soon was showing my friends that I too could walk it out, earning their respect as Mary had earned mine. My friend even gave me a sticker that said Best Booty Shaker. Mary might think she has the best dance moves. We'll find out after dinner. What not to do? One day, when I was probably about 6 and Mary was in middle school, I walked next door to Nana and Grandpa's house and saw my dad spraying Mary with a hose and telling her to get out of a tree. Mary was upset because my parents were going to chaperone her middle school dance. From this experience, I learned there's no point hiding in Nana and Grandpa's tree when my parents decide to chaperone a middle school dance because it doesn't work, they still chaperone the middle school dance. Mary is uniquely funny, warm, and loyal. I am so happy she found Mick to share all of her wonderful qualities with. My earliest memory of Mick is finding out that he generously made Mary and her roommates a ton of lasagna when they were studying for finals in nursing school. I appreciate Mick's engaged but low-key temperament and positivity. I also think of Mick as being trustworthy and non-judgmental. Sometimes I FaceTime Mary to talk about things that I wouldn't want any old person to know. I never hesitate to talk to Mary about personal things in front of Mick because I trust him to not judge and feel comfortable with him. Now, a lot of speeches I scanned online had a segment where the maid of honor gave some relationship advice. At this point, I'm assuming it's a pretty serious relationship. And I've never been in a really serious relationship, so I don't have a lot of experience in this department. But in the spirit of Thanksgiving, I hope you remember to be grateful for one another. I speak for everyone when I say that we are incredibly grateful to have both of you in our lives. Here's to Mick and Mary.
All right, hey everybody, we've just got one more toast. We're going to hear from our best man, who is also Mick's dad, Richard.
Thank you very much. When I was selected to be the best man, I was highly honored. In retrospect, thinking back on Mick's life, it's how do I start this? When Stephen had his eloquent speech last night at the rehearsal dinner, it made me so happy that you are sports fans here. So my toast here is going to be basically around sports. If you know Mick, like I know Mick, he likes sports. In particular one. So basically what happened is, in our family, we have a tradition that the godfathers are, the uncles are godfathers. So we picked Uncle Rob to be Mick's godfather. Now, and through some strange osmosis system, everything Uncle Rob likes, Mick likes. From reading, movies, comic books, superheroes, and especially baseball. If anybody has any question where Mick got the love for baseball, just look over at Uncle Rob. So we noticed, it gets better. Yeah. We noticed when Mick was little, he loved baseball. And I just thought, I like baseball, so my son's taking after me. But Mick took it to a whole nother level. And if there's any baseball fans here before tonight, if you want to talk baseball, you want to talk to Uncle Rob. So basically what happened is, I want to give you an example, and then the examples keep multiplying until Mick gets to Pittsburgh. The first one is Little League. Mick, basically, he loved baseball so much, he practiced. Sometimes I'd come home from work, he's waiting for me at the door with his glove, he wanted to practice. He gets to a championship game in his Little League. And it goes extra innings, and Mick's playing center field. And this is before he started pitch. So it gets into extra innings, and Mick's team scores 100 runs in the top of the 10th. Okay, Mick's in center field now. And bottom of the 10th comes around. The other team loads the bases. They score 98 runs. The manager calls Mick in the pitch. So now new kid goes to the outfield. And the first batter, Mick pitches to, hits a lazy fly ball to center field, a can of corn. Oh, I forgot to mention one thing. Beside all those attributes he picked up from Uncle Rob, he picked up a terrible, terrible sense of luck. If anybody has bad luck, it's unfortunately Uncle Rob. So again, Mick's pitching, and unfortunately, run 100, 101, and 102 scored. And then right then and there, Mick, I found out two things about my son. One, he hates losing. I don't know if you know Mick. And that's something Stephen said last night when he said Mick lost at horse to Mary on their first date. I'm thinking, one, she must be really good. Or two, Mick must really like her. Because there's people in this room who know what I'm talking about. Mick hates to lose. So anyway, so they lose, and I hear from my wife for the very first time, this kid can't catch a break. When's this kid going to catch a break? I said, that's okay. You know, it's little. We jump to high school. Mick turns into an outstanding outfielder. Unfortunately, he has a falling out with the coach, and no Division 1, 2, or 3 schools come call it. So Mick basically is up against it trying to get into college. So he goes to a travel team, and he's supposed to go somewhere where Seton Hall was supposed to watch Mick. But unfortunately, I got caught in traffic. Mick arrived late at the field. Coach didn't play him at all. So the Seton Hall coach didn't see him play. Mick didn't talk to me for 2 or 3 weeks after that. And again, Joanne goes, when is this kid going to catch a break? Okay, let's jump to college. He plays travel ball. The travel ball coach hooks him up with William and Mary. We go down to William and Mary, and coach likes him. Mick gets put on a waiting list at William and Mary, and they haven't been called yet. So again, Joanne goes, when is this kid going to catch a break? So he goes to VCU. Has a pretty good freshman, sophomore year. Junior, he's outstanding. So the coach tells him, Mick, if you duplicate that, you might get drafted in your senior year. Mick has an okay year, but unfortunately, he doesn't get drafted. And of course, Joanne goes one more time, when is this kid going to catch a break? And I'm starting to run out of reasons to tell him to keep the faith. So anyway, okay, so he goes to an adult league. He's waiting to maybe sign as a free agent. If I can get a drink of water. He's going to sign as a free agent. God, thank you. Mick, I hope you don't mind all this. So he's out of DCU. He's pitching this adult league, and it's man against boys. Mick, it was something to behold. He was unhittable. So the coach goes to Mick. Mick, I have a friend who's a scout for the California Angels. If we can get to the playoffs, we can get to the second game. You can't make the first game. We can get to the second game. You know, he wants to see you pitch. So Mick's on the best team. It's a single elimination. They're playing the worst team. And of course, the curse of Uncle Rob strikes again. Mick doesn't get off the bench, doesn't warm up. And does anybody want to guess what Joanne says? Okay. So then he signs as a free agent with the Orioles, has a great season and a half, blows out his arm. He's out of professional baseball. He comes home. And I ask him, Mick, what do you want to do? What are you going to do? He goes, well, I'm going to go down to the baseball winter meetings. I'm going to sit in the lobby, and hopefully someone will talk to me, and I'll get a job. I said, okay, that's what you want to do, Mick. I'm all behind you. So he goes, and he gets a job at an analytics company in Allentown. And he does that for a year. Year's over. Mick, what are you going to do? He says, Dad, I'm going back to the winter meetings with my resume, and I'm going to sit in the lobby until somebody talks to me. Okay? Now, fathers have great moments with their sons. But I remember the phone call like it was yesterday. After the first couple days, Mick calls me up and says, Dad, I had some pretty good interviews. One with the Pirates, one with the Dodgers, and one with the Yankees. I said, well, Mick, the Dodgers and Yankees. You can't beat the Dodgers and Yankees. He goes, but Dad, I think Pittsburgh's going to call me first. I said, oh, Mick. I said, not the Pirates. So, sure enough, like a day or two later, the Pirates call. And they offer him a job. He calls me up. He goes, Dad, what do you think I should do? I said, well, first of all, don't tell your mother, because now Mick's, mind you, he's like 20-something, living at home, no full-time job, no insurance, and he's going to turn down a job at the Pittsburgh Pirates. But he does. Turns down the job. The Dodgers and Yankees never call. Don't imagine what Joanne said. One more time. I can hear those words in my sleep. So after he gets done telling me that he turned down the job with the Pirates, a day or two later, the Pirates call again, offer him another job. Mick takes it before he even hangs up the phone. Everyone's happy. So now Mick's in Pittsburgh. Now, people... Okay, he's in Pittsburgh. Now, I believe in divine intervention. I have to get some water. Maybe some people don't, but I do. So if we could just oh, I'm sorry. I left out the best part. So Mick's in Pittsburgh. Now this I wrote down. Now some of you people may know what I'm talking about. Mick does, I'm sure. Maybe some other people do. Okay, so Mick's in Pittsburgh now doing whatever he does for the Pirates. On August 25th, 2017, Turner Field in Atlanta, Georgia, the bottom of the ninth, Christian Betancourt hits then Pirates pitcher Vance Worley's first pitch over the right field fence for a 5-4 win, thus awarding extra innings. August 25th, 2017. Okay, divine intervention. I believe in divine intervention. Probably a lot of people in this room believe in divine intervention. So if we can backtrack a little bit on Mick's history, okay? Here we go. Follow me on this. Go back to that Little League game. After that kid catches that ball, okay, Mick might not have that burning desire never to lose again. He may have a better attitude in high school where his coach doesn't get mad at him, and he might actually get Division I, 2, 3, maybe someone looks at him. If I don't get caught in traffic, Mick might go to Seton Hall. If William and Mary calls, he might go to William and Mary. But if he does, then he goes to VCU. If he doesn't go to VCU, he doesn't meet Coach Keys, a coach and mentor. He doesn't meet a lot of lifetime friends, Clay, Nate, CJ, Justin. That doesn't happen. If he's not in Pittsburgh on this August 25th, 2017, and Vance Worley doesn't give up that home run, they may have gone into extra innings. And if they went into the extra innings, Mick Vitaliano might have had to work late that night for the Pirates. And if he had to work late that night, he wouldn't have been in the local bar in Pittsburgh. And the local bar is where he met Miss Mary Michelle McCurrick. So, my long story, if you bear with me on a couple more sentences, this is to my darling wife, who was always wondering when her son would catch a break. Dear, your son, your baby boy, caught a break as he's sitting right next to me. Please raise your glass for Mick and the best break of his life, Mary. Thank you very much.